Let's do it. 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 Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Professor Pippin back in this bitch on I Trade Asian trying to get. Oh, hold up, baby. All that damn squeaking about to blow out my damn eardrum. What's going on with the mic today, baby? Testing, test. Boy, you been messing with my settings? You sure? Because my mic sound like it's off and it keeps squeaking. It ain't supposed to be squeaking. You better keep your hands off my mic. What's in your mouth, bro? Oh, okay, well, stay off of my mic, bro. Don't be on here trying to holler at them kindergarten chicks on my microphone, bro. I done told you about trying to go live. What? What? Okay, well, let me make this video real quick. We'll talk about it afterwards. You better stay off my mic, bro. Um, yeah, coming back in. I kind of want to do the weekend analysis. I kind of want to do a compare contrast from last week. I kind of want to do a lot, but what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of just pick up from where we left off last week. Yeah, we was looking for some shots. Wait, was we looking for shots? Who was looking for loans? Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. That was the last video. Like on Monday or Tuesday of last week, we were looking for the shorts, or we were looking for the retracement trade. To then take shorts right back in up in here. And brought down to the 15-minute. Yeah, I think we'll do just compare and contrast right now. Then I'll come back and do the weekend analysis. But um, yeah. So if you watched the last video, we were talking about the liquidity grab below this level right down her. Um, this was the Asian session. This was the trade that I was in that ended up did smacking TP for 57 of them things. It was only the runner that I had left running, but you know what I'm saying? It still did its thing. Right in over here. Any like I said on that last video, usually the Asian session does not let the break higher time frame structure. What we had last week that I didn't take in consideration was NZD news. NZD had red photo news that popped off at 10 o'clock last week, and yeah, it popped off my trade. But what happened, what actually saved me, I actually got lucky on this position. Price action dipped down in her right here, and I saw it on Trading Views platform right here. I trade off a Henko trade. So as Trading Views price action was leaking, Henko trade hadn't caught up yet. So saw it leak on here. I actually got out for like 6 pips negative. Um, I had 11 pip stop loss. I think the original trade was set up for, but yeah, like I said, we started leaking on here when that news dropped. I was like, oh, what's going on? What happened? So I ended up hopping on the Hanko trade terminal, closing out, and then watching all of this right here happen. And I was like, damn, what happened? Cause I just knew we were gonna get a retracement. Asian session don't like to break them high time frame structures. So what really going on? Yeah, that NZD news, and it took the off. But ultimately, if we were following the trading plan and we said continuation sales below this level, I talked about that. Either we was gonna get the liquidity grab to push back bullish, or we was gonna get the continuation short to the downside. Here, right here, we got the first break with these candles right up in here on the 15-minute chart too. So we got the first break, didn't maintain below, came back within the range. And then it actually broke when the news came out, and then it retested and still didn't stay below. But ultimately, this would have been the break in the retest that you was looking for. Price action maintained below that level. Continuation sales below that 66.050. I know I called that number out a couple times during the last video. So if you didn't check out the last video, then what I'm talking about now probably ain't gonna make too much sense, my boy. So what you want to do is bounce back over to that other video, check out when we was talking about AU, the possible probabilities that we was gonna have from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday night's Asian session. And then yeah, I didn't go live for the rest of the week. I did not really drop any analysis on this price action right here. But if you didn't see me trade before and you didn't seen your boy get active on these charts, and you know, once we break these high time frame structures, we generally looking for two things: a retracement or continuation. And in this case, we got some continuations to the downside. Just looking at it from the 15-minute though. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I can set you up. Okay. I can bring you in. Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm gonna set you up. Hold on, bro. But breaking retest potentially could have had an entry here. Because of the profit that I caught over here and the profits that I caught over here, I wasn't too stressing to get back in over here. Yeah, I was looking for some scalp ads back to the top side. They got cooked for -6 pips, so I stayed out. I mean, I, would you get back in? Like if you caught 45 of them things over her. And then full targets on these probably was 45 pips for the open position. Then the runners probably went to full 57, but still, I mean, 45 and 45, how much did it? Is that 90? What is it? 40 plus 40 is 80 plus 10 more is 90. Yeah. So 90 pips total, you know, I ain't really tripping. So lost 6 over here. Came back in over her. And I said, okay, well, price action is pretty extended to the downside. Generally, I like to see a big retracement before I try to take continuation shorts. But when we came to the Asian session, we didn't line up no continue or no retracement setups. We lined up short. So guess what? We hopped in again. Ultimately, what the only thing about these shorts down here on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. This is Wednesday. Only thing about these shorts on Wednesday is I didn't know what to target. What I did was bump back out to the higher time frames, and what I did was I identified several areas of where I thought price action was going. Let me refresh the chart, bring it out big so everybody can see in the back. Everybody in the back. So price action is over here currently. What I did was look over here and say, okay, I do see something like an imbalance right here at 65,240. I do see a support area right down here where we got marked daily support at 64,315. And then I bumped out to the weekly one more time to see if there's anything special out there. And I kind of found like a little weekly imbalance right down here at 64,870. So what I did was just draw these little white lines that you see down here. And then that's what I was looking to target, especially the first targets right on there with them shorts on Wednesday. Right down into that weekly imbalance. I mean, like I said, I didn't know what to target, so that's what kind of gave me a physical representation on the chart, and price action went right to it and reacted bullish. On Friday, I tried to take those reaction trades back to the top side, but during the Asian session, I tried to take this trade the same way. I tried to take these retracement buys right back up in here. I had stops right beneath the zone, so I don't believe this was the actual entry. I think the entry was like somewhere right up in here. I had 6 pips to the downside, so that looks more like what it was. I got trailed out, and I did see the trail out, and I was here for when it came back up. But with this, like I said, I mean, I ain't really too eager to give profits back, especially after I got stopped out once. So I could have hopped back in, right back over here, gave the trade a second chance, target, same targets, and it probably would have played out. You know what I'm saying? 35 of them things. But, it's a good week. I ain't giving back no profits on a good week. So that's what it was. Yeah, ultimately, all of these shortened scenarios, possibilities, started for me probably about 2, 3, 4 weeks ago when we kind of identified this weekly order block right up in her. Um, you can see it right here on the weekly. We bumped down to the daily. I know when I did the weekend analysis, I said the hourly time frame was consolidating. I meant the weekly time frame was consolidating. On the weekend analysis, I bumped out to this chart and said the hourly was consolidating, but it was the weekly. Bumping over to the daily, what we saw was if we bring the analysis back, this little candle right up in her, just for demonstration purpose. I'm not about to go through all of it, but right there was what we were looking at, what we were identifying. OB, I know it says 4 hour, but this is the daily time frame. We were identifying it from the weekly. Every time we touched into that yellow area, we had continuation, or we had structure breaks looking left. And going into last week, I was counting on that structure break to come on through for you, Brett. Because like I said, this is the candle. We tapped. Here's the structure. We broke it. We tapped. Here's the candle. Here's the structure. We broke it. We tapped one more again. Here's the structure. We broke it. So here we go. One more time. 2 weeks ago, we tapped in. Here's the structure. Last week, we broke it. So I was definitely looking for them shorts. Yes, buddy. Right here hurts. All right. Say ah. Okay, then close it back one more time. And then say ah again. It still hurt? Oh, okay. Well, give me a second. Let me finish up this video and then we can go to the dentist and they can pull out the rest of the teeth. How about that? You good with that? Okay, give me 1 second. But yeah, right now we breaking structures. So ultimately, this whole analysis right here has to get deleted. But I wanted to come in, kind of just point out some more things that we saw or the things that I was looking for last week. I was looking for the retracements, got cooked right here, ended up taking shorts. Right here, I did not catch the whole, what is it, 44 pips. Like I said, I had those levels from the daily time frame identified. Once price action came down, let me refresh this one more time. back to where we was. Once price action came down, right up in here was another level I had identified from a daily. I already deleted it because price action broke through that level, but this was another area. So I closed everything once we got down here. Did not catch this full 44 pip target. Um, yeah, I was not interested in any retracements. Yeah. So once I saw price action come down and then start to stall out, right over here, especially on the 15-minute, is more, you can identify a little bit more on the 15-minute, but 14 pip target or 14 pip profit, I guess you can say. It wasn't a target but that's where I closed at on the 15-minute. Like I said, you see price come down here and start to consolidate all this little right here. I don't like this. If I'm looking for continuation, these candles, this price section right here does not show me continuation. They show about to start consolidating. So yeah, I hopped out. I was already up for the week. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't looking for no retracements. And yeah, that's what it was. So this week on AU, what do I think we're gonna do? Let me start deleting stuff, make it a little bit clearer. Compare and contrast video. We hopped in on AU this weekend, smashed up a whole bunch of shit. Right here. So today is Sunday, I think, or Saturday. So today's Sunday. We're looking for the market to get active around about 5 o'clock. See that thing gonna pump open for us. I would look first for some hourly structure, which is really choppy right back open here, which is what makes identifying structure here in the second quarter of the year really hard to identify, because generally we like if we're looking for market reversals, we're looking for hourly structure to be broken. Right in over here, you can potentially count this as an hourly structure. Why? Because we were bearish. We came down, gave you a pullback, then we broke the low of that bearish trend on the hourly chart. Now we right here pushing up, breaking structural highs, looking left. I would have to identify this off the 4-hour time frame, but I definitely would have to remove a lot of this stuff in the background that's kind of blocking up the view. But what I can tell you is daily time frame, we got the daily high to the daily low. We're looking for a structural break on the 4-hour to say that this will ultimately be the new daily low, the new swing high to swing low. Yeah, I don't think we have that yet on the 4-hour. Let me see, we'll blank that thing, make it butt naked. All right, so we got daily high, daily low. Yeah, it's funky right here. Ultimately, I would take the highest point. So I would need price action to close above 65, 480-ish, 470-ish to say we're now starting that retracement phase. Otherwise, this could continue to keep leaking and keep going down until it finds its true bottom before doing any retracements or pullbacks or any of that good stuff on the higher time frames. On the lower time frames, yeah, you can see push, pullback, but ultimately it's the higher time frame that's going to keep you in line with what price action really want to do based off the hourly. If we don't break this low, we could start that retracement phase as well. So I mean, there's a lot of different things to look at right now, but ultimately big bearish should be looking for the best bearish setup on bearish scenario on AU, and then see what that price action do for you. Looking at UJ, we did not hop in the shorts, but it did set up somewhat where we almost got sucked into shorts on UJ, because if you go back to Tuesday's live session, we talked about this little blue line right here, and if we got the break and the retest of this blue line and the break and the retest of this red area, we was gonna hop in over here. We got the blue line. The blue line did end up breaking, and if we would have hopped in the breakout shorts, potentially we could have soaked up about 25 to 30 of them things. But like I said, the confluences were not all the way there. Why? Because higher time frames is bullish as hell. We big bullish. We haven't even broke structure on the hourly yet. So you trying to take these shots, you could get cooked real quick. Like, so the break in the retest trade or the blue area, the blue line right here would have definitely played off about 20 of them things, 25, 30 of them things, depending on how long you would have held it. But the ultimate shorts that I wanted to break in the retest of this red area here. It did not play out. As soon as we tapped back into that support, we gave a reaction like we did last time. And that's the thing you have to look out for. Price action coming back into certain zones, certain areas within the market, and see how they react. So then we got to push, pull back, and so had I had a sale stop right down here, your boy probably would have got activated and then cultivated back to the top side. 69 of them things. See, this right here is why I don't like big stops, because I like to put stop loss in just in case I'm wrong on my analysis. But when you got them big ass stops, and then you be wrong on your analysis. Price action wicks you in all the way to come down here, and then just keep chugging along. See, I mean, yeah, I like 20 peppers because 9 times out of 10, this is what's gonna happen. You gonna have them big ass stops above obstruction and price action coming right to come holler at you, bro. And price action be like, hey, let me holler at you about some of this liquidity you holding on to up there at the top, homeboy. So yeah. But the blue line scout impulse shorts would have worked out long term. Yeah, did not happen. So pretty much a miss, and kind of glad I missed over her. Did not enter, did not have those sell stops in there. So ultimately on UJ, we big bullish, big bullish. I will hop out to the weekly. Um, we got the daily. Oh, the daily is what's pushing this. Yeah, okay. So the daily hasn't started any retracement phase yet. Right now, we got the previous high, the new higher low, and now we just big pushing because it's talking about because we're talking about the daily time frame. The only time I will identify the daily is done pushing to create new higher highs is once we break structure on the 4 hour time frame. So I would need price action to close below 139,540-ish area, come all the way back down there to start saying, okay, yeah, we potentially can start that retracement phase, can potentially start lining up some scalp shorts, but otherwise we still just gonna keep pushing big bullets, bro. So on UJ, if you desperate thirsty to get in on UJ, catch you a retracement that doesn't break structure and then try to take it back to the stop side. If you start seeing structural breaks on a 4 hour time frame, then you probably about to get your ass cooked back to the downside. But ultimately, big bullish on UJ should be looking for the best bullish scenario. UCAD, oh man, I'm this one I think I'm a little bit salty on. Because when we talked about this on Tuesday, I said, okay, well, if you thirsty for a trade, which I wasn't, but look at the analysis, bro. We identified higher highs and higher lows structure right over here, what made sense to us. And what I said was the next place that price action push is probably where it's gonna go. Price was way down here where the red line started at. What we said we wanted to see then was a push and a pullback, and then potentially get up out of that thing to the top side. And that's exactly what happened. Higher time frames we're identifying bullish. We got the new higher low that pushed and gave you that higher high. This is perfect. I'm glad I pulled this up because this is what I would want to see on UJ. We got that high to the low. We come down and start breaking structure on the 4 hourly time frame. And then we start that retracement phase. So we come down, break the structure, fail to create, and then leak. So as UJ continues to keep pushing, I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that 4 hourly time frame structure to get broken. I don't know if this is it. This is it. I had to bump back out there, but I'm looking for that to break, come back, fail to create new highs, and then roll over and start that retracement phase. So if you don't see that sequence of price action, don't be real confident in them shorts. Continue to look for the buys on UJ because we still pushing bullish. You can. We have gave you that sequence of scenario of that retracement phase. We pop out to higher for you to see. All right, so we big bullish. We started the retracement phase here. Now we're resuming back bullish, and we should be looking for next week to see if we are going to continue to go bullish. We did break this 4 hourly high, meaning that supply for me would no longer be in control unless price action came back down and started breaking lows. I already got a prediction already just from talking just now. If price action does not close back below here, oh yeah, we definitely looking for big buys. Big buys on UCAD next week or this week. We already started. Today is Sunday. So once that price action open, if price action does not violate this area right up in here, we're looking at 1.35, 815, 35. So from about 35,800 to 35,900, if we don't get any solid closures below this yellow zone right here, I will hop back in on some buys. You know, I couldn't tell you I was going to target just yet, but yeah, that'll be something I'll be looking for. Clicking over to GU, I told y'all GU was in a tricky situation. It did not come back down to feel that lower time frame imbalance, but it did push back to retest that 4 hour resistance, which is one of the possibilities that I was saying that I wanted to see. Once we retested and came back and crossed that blue line, the second confluence for me was a close below this blue line here for to continue to take those shorts, but I didn't know when this retracement phase was going to happen. So I was nervous to hop in on GU. We left it highlighted over here. Did not get to come back to it. As you can see, London gave you a clear break and retest and then scooted for how much longer? If you just all watched the video we dropped on Tuesday and you took a trade setup based off of this little blue line right here, that's 100 in I don't get upset about missing trades, but it's like when that analysis play out, bro, and it be so perfect, bro. It be lined up right there. You be like, bro, like Pink in the Brain, we trying to take over this bit, bro. We got to get in. We got to pay attention. We got to focus. So I got some work I need to do myself. Why? Because in the beginning, when I came to the charts, I could never call out a level, or I could never say a place or where I thought price action was going to react from or where it was going to. But now, the more and more, I'm getting better. It's playing out. So if you go back, I ain't trying to boost me up. I just want you to go back and look at the video. If you haven't already watched it, look at the video from Tuesday, the video from Sunday. We talk about these certain areas within the market and see how price action is coming back and playing out, bro. I'm telling you. That's GU. I think GU from a higher time frame perspective could continue to go bearish. We got the lower high, lower low retest. This could be a new lower high that did come down and give you a new lower low. So we could be playing from a range from the top of the range would be 24,700 area all the way down to the bottom of the range at 23,050, 23 even area. So that would be a new 4 hourly range. What I would do is track it from the hourly. Once we get that structural break on the hourly, could be looking for the retest back to come back into that 4 hour resistance and then see if it's going to leak and roll over. If we get price action to start closing back above these 4 hour resistance right up in here, better be careful because we could be rolling back over bullish as the higher time frames are big, big, big bullish. If we do continue to go bearish, I do think we're coming all the way back down in here. I can't tell you why. Cost a little bit extra for that information, but I think that's what we're coming. Yeah, we saw this setup right here. I think on UCAD or gold. It was either UCAD or gold. We saw that setup. Let me see what we. I think it was gold. Um, Tap on that in a second. Um, that's GU. GJ. Like I said, I didn't know where GJ was going. We did have a potential scenario on the lower time frames earlier this week, like Monday or Tuesday or earlier last week. But ultimately, this is pretty much doing the same thing, continuing bullish, breaking structural levels, higher low that's creating the new higher high. I wouldn't, like I said, I haven't seen any structural breaks. So this is the hourly, so I would need structure to be broken on 15. But ultimately, I would not identify this as a 4 hourly high based off of price action last week, what we had to work with. That's why this area was identified as the 4 hourly high. But because, or 2 weeks ago, because last week's price action only continued to go bullish, this would not be my 4 hourly high. And price action is still pushing until we start to break structure coming back down. Right here, we pushed higher highs and higher lows. We didn't really break any structure. We got a lot of liquidity that built up right up under here, but we really didn't break any higher time frame structure with this price action right back and over here. So still, for me, pushing for the most part in the higher time frame. So new higher low, breaking structure looking left, higher high. If we see price action come and close below 72, 240, 250 area, then potentially we could have that new 4 hourly high. And then we're looking for the retracement phase to begin. So ultimately still pushing bullish on GJ. What's up, big time? Huh? Tooth hurting? Why don't you go ask mommy for some meds, bro? Oh, she's sleeping? You need some medicine? Did you eat some breakfast already? Well, you need to eat some food, and then I can give you some medicine for your teeth. Go to the dentist? It's Sunday, bro. Ain't no dentist open. Okay, well, let me finish up this video and then I'll call Quack in the box. Hmm? Okay. That's GJ. GJ still pushing until we see some breaks of structure, at least on the hourly. We'll just look for the best bullish scenario until it shows you otherwise. I do not have this entry in the queue anymore. Price action just continues to pull, 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 pull. And what I don't want to happen is the more we continue to pull this way, we just come back and swipe through that entry. So that entry is not on the queue, but I will look at price once it gets in that area and see how it sets up. If it get down here, get to fumbling with them keys, I'm gonna hop in like that. But if it wants to come and continue to leak from up here, continue to leak come down here, then we will start. We're gonna look back and we're gonna sit and we're gonna wait to see where does price action start fumbling with the keys. You know what I'm saying? Where does it start from with the keys? Or does it want to just continue to go bearish? What time frame? This is the 4 hour. We do have that huge range all the way back down to the daily support supply, or we have the huge range all the way back down to the daily support, daily demand area that pushed you into the high. So it all depends on how price action sets up. Ain't gonna be no guessing. Once we see price action do its little wiggle and come out and give us what we looking for, then we gonna get active to the top side or to the downside, whichever one says so. Gold, I think when I first hopped on gold's chart last video, I said gold's about to do a little liquidity grab to the downside. We see all these relatively equal lows right up on her, and then price action just came out and went big burst. We did have a level with this imbalance right here. Once price action opened up, we were looking for scalp buys, but because of the information and the news that we saw looking left for the price action of the candlestick, the news of the candlestick looking left, we did not take these entries. Price action did not retrace deep enough for the sales that we had right up in here, so we missed over there too, and then we just started leaking to the downside. What do I think gold is coming back to? I really don't know because I don't trade gold like that, but I was just looking for the liquidity grab. So until I see the impulsive move back into the highs, kind of signaling that gold might be ready um, to resume back its bullish trend. Because on the higher time frame, I think we huge bullish. Yeah, but we don't have the daily zone marked up, but yeah, that's not good. Price action came down, broke structure looking left, pulled all the way back, and didn't break the high. That's important. Write that down. That's important. So if you're watching price action right here, I don't know when this was. This was March 22. Uh, Not really relevant to me, but it's relevant as far as tracking price. We gave you this swing high way up here that as we came down, grabbed whatever we need to grab and started back going bullish. We didn't break that high. So that's important. It's important that price didn't break that high because we could be looking at some double top, triple top price action. Price action just leak. The US dollar pick up some strength from somewhere and everything else pick up some strength from somewhere and then just leak. What, bro? Um, yeah. So we could see gold leak. We could see gold resume back bullish. What we need to do is just track the current price action. We do have all the confluences for price action looking left. We know we was looking for the liquidity grab right over here. But instead of being nervous about it, just mark up your charts, sit back and wait and see what price action is going to give you. If you're looking to hop in early, that's how you get your ass cooked. Sometimes I do get a little FOMO and I do hop in a little early, but it be based off what the candles are telling me, not just because I got a feeling on the inside and I'm gonna miss out. I'll usually hop in or get FOMO because of the way the candles are setting up. So a clear example of that would be, price action didn't clear this high. We can see that now. But if I'm watching price action do higher highs and higher lows back over here and I catch a buy from down here, I probably would have been expecting, price to break this high, but it didn't, and it started coming back. So if I was holding from down here, probably would have got trailed out, thinking that price action was gonna go. Right in open air. I don't know how that relates to FOMO, but you know, I do certain things or feel certain type of ways based off of what the market is showing me. So um probably would have took off profits because it's gold and that's a big ass push from the bottom to the low had I got in. But um based off of what I'm seeing right here is what I'm trying to say is I probably would have held thinking that this was going to break the high and then not come back down to break structure. But we have broke structure this on the daily time frame, the 4 hour time frame, breaking structure. So it's probably best to look for the best bearish scenarios until price action on gold has showed you that it's ready to go back bullish. I see a whole bunch of different places price action could come back to. There is not really a need to sit back and guess on that where you think price is going to come to until it gets there. So yeah, but ultimately, I would probably look for shorts this week on gold, unless it shows me something else that say, okay, now we was just pump faking. We got to go back to the top side. But yeah, ultimately, right now, just got to come back and reanalyze these charts, get all this stuff, you know, deleted, and then start back over from scratch. And then we're gonna get back active. So market opens up in about 6 hours, and we're gonna see what we can do. I'm probably not trying to look in and jump in early. If I do take a trade tonight, it'll probably be around about 8:30, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, just to see what the market's doing. But like I said a minute ago, if them candles open up and start showing me something I like to see, something I know about, something I'm used to seeing, if it come out right, I will hop in. Right now, I do see kind of some structural breaks on hourly. So we could be seeing a retracement back into the bearish continuation zone. I don't know yet. It might be some people out there that can tell you that, but I don't know. I'm getting active based off what the price action is doing. So that's all I got for this one. Compare and contrast for the most part, not the weekend analysis. We will have to go back and delete because a lot of these charts have broken our time frame structure. I don't like giving analysis when the charts have not been analyzed or reanalyzed and we breaking through higher time frame structure. It does look really pretty. You can clearly see the zones. They really stand out when once price action has played through, and you can see why I identify the way that I identify and why I look for the things I look for is because I've been watching the charts for a little while, and I started to sit back and I said, okay, well, all this shit I done learned, ain't none of it working. So I'm gonna just, go based off what the chart's doing. Once you really learn how to identify structure, yeah, just go based off what the chart's doing because trying to do EMA strategies and uh Bollinger Bands and Wyckoff and any of them shits over here, it's like the Fibonacci, the pitchfork and the trend base fib extension. Yeah, that shit might work every now and again, but most part, the most of the time, structure price action is gonna take you everywhere that these what these shits over here is called indicators. It's gonna take you. Why? Because the indicators react off of what price action is doing. Get that in your noggin. Okay. Once the candle move, then the indicator move. That's for me, that's ass backwards. I want to get in when the candle moving, not when the indicator move. I mean, yeah, you can call that a confluence, but I mean, some of these sniper entries I be hitting, most people like, oh yeah, I wouldn't got in because I ain't got my confluences and my this and my that, and my 200 didn't cross my XY axis in the end, and then the touchdown didn't match the field goal from the 3-point line. So, nigga, what? Um, yeah, just look at the cameras, bro. It'll tell you everything you need to know. But outside of that, that's all I got for this one. We're gonna go back and we're gonna reanalyze for the weekend analysis. I don't know if I'm gonna make that video though, because my man over here talking about he trying to go see the dentist so he can eat a lollipop because his teeth hurt. That don't make sense. But outside of that, if you're watching, like and subscribe. Holla at your boy. If you got questions, we got answers. I'm out of that thing.